Good evening, students. Welcome back. Today we are discussing its socio-religious cause of revolt of 1857. So first, Sati Pratha. We are going to discuss the first point: interference with social custom. Sati Pratha was a bad system, but even it was being followed by Orthodox Hindus. If husband dies, then that wife must be there on pyre of husband, and she was cremated alive. It was bad. But when Britishers stopped it, then Orthodox Hindus felt it very bad and interference in the system. Polygamy. A landlord, Jamindar could marry 4, 5, 6 girls. They stopped it. Then child marriage. They stopped it. Actually, all these things were good to bring certain good prospect in society. But if we are standing in 21st century, then we are thinking Britishers have done good. But when we will go back and will see their activity in 19th century during 1857 or 1856, then of course it was bad. According to that time, it was bad. So they stopped these practices. Then they initiated what? Widow Remarriage Act. It means a widow can remarry. So these were actually the interference, and Orthodox Hindus did not tolerate it. And these people started raising their voice. A kind of, you can say, resentment started taking place in their heart. As we have discussed, that religion is a very soft corner of all intellectual, literate, illiterate people. We know, and you also. Second point is that apprehension about modern innovation. Apprehension, we can understand, we can apprehend something. Apprehension, it means bad assumptions. So they brought telegraph, and this telegraph, actually they brought it for their communication. But we Indian thought actually this telegraph is there, which is installed or mounted there in ground. If somebody will badly react and will not perform well or will not pay tax, then he will be hanged. Again, it was, you can say, a kind of rumor, and it was badly taken by them. Then they introduced railway system for their conveniency. It means a huge amount of soldier or any material could be transported from one to another places. But Orthodox Indian or Orthodox Hindus majorly, they thought, or upper class Hindus like Brahmin and Kshatriya, they thought that they purposely, these Britishers want us to sit in the same coach where the untouchable Harijans or different people will sit on the same seat in the same coach. It is actually to destroy our religion. All these things were, Hindu taboo, but it was being followed. And at that time, people thought it is bad. That's why the tendency of resentment started taking place in their minds. Then, racial discrimination. They were, you can say, racial discrimination, racial prejudice. It means I am supreme one, I am born to rule and you are born to be ruled. That was there in their mind. So in troops, in education, in, you can say, shelter, in job, in everywhere, wherever the mingling of Britishers and Indian were there those Indians were insulted due to their color of skin, or due to their non-Aryan race, or due to anyhow physical or any type of abnormalities. Actually, black color was treated as a color of servitude, a color of slavery. So this racial discrimination was there in education, it was there in job, it was there in clubs, it was there in schools, everywhere. So of course those they were very much intellectual and talented, so always they were feeling insulted and they decided to fight. Then we can come for administration. Corruption was there in administration. If European would have committed certain crime, then if he will pay money, it could be given him freedom. But if the same crime has been done by any Indian, then he is going to get punishment. And if you want to do some work from administration, you need to pay money. Today also corruption is there, earlier also corruption was there. But this corruption was there in British India, where poor people did not have any opportunity to perform their work or to get any task from administration. That's why those they were, you can say, moderate people, those they were, you can say, middle class people or poor people were completely against of them. Then poor, operation of poor. Poor were oppressed everywhere. If I am going to talk craftsman, artisan, peasant, farmer, worker, laborer, and if I am going to talk about majority of Indian, they were poor. They were suppressed everywhere. They did not have anything to grow, like in industry, like anywhere. They were not getting any proper, you can say, feeding, or any proper, you can say, package, salary or scheme. Nothing was there for them. To those, they were compelled to lead a life of poverty. Then Britishers wanted to change our education system. They brought missionaries. Missionaries were good, but we Indian thought it is actually conversion. It's actually conversion in Christianity. Missionaries brought education in India, and they started teaching Western education in English medium, even in Sanskrit colleges, even in Urdu colleges, in schools, in madrasas and everywhere. And they started telling these, actually all the religion were being practiced in India is wrong, like worshipping or idol is wrong, and the rituals what Hindus and Muslims used to perform in religion was wrong. Then whatever the system of Hindus and Muslims were being practiced in India was wrong. According to Western education, according to their education, it was good. So just like according to Orthodox Indians, Hindus, Muslims, both they thought actually it is the conversion of religion. They came over here to convert ourselves in Christianity. So it was again badly treated by people. Then, as I said you Western education, as I said you about Western education, same problem was there. So when Western education came in limelight, students, of course, they were very much interested. They started getting modern concept, modern ideas, innovative ideas, of course. But beside these, they were getting education in which British teachers and professors propagated idea of modernism, in that religion, Indian religion, Hindu religion or Muslim religion is not needed. So that's why Muslims, Maulvis and Hindus, Pandits, they started losing their job and benefit from temple and from madrasa or from mosque. So they lost their importance in society, and modern students, they left visiting mosque and temple. Anyhow, when you can say youth will stop participating in any activity, that activity cannot go on. Again, Orthodox Indian thoughts or Hindus and Muslims thought that it's an attack on our religion. And if we need to remove all these anomalies and problems, then there is a one common enemy. We need to send them out from India. How? So, started developing a tendency of revolt. That's why the tendency of revolt, or you can say revolution, started taking shape in their hearts. Then you can say religious places were not left behind. Religious places were even taxed. Mosques and temples were having large area of land, but those lands were being used for several purposes. If you will turn the pages of Standard 9, in ancient India, temple performed a great role in different social customs, but these things were completely stopped. So religious places were taxed. The families, those they were depending on temple and mosque, had to pay tax, and that's again resented the, you can say, emotion of those people, those they were depending on mosque or temple. Then of course, some everywhere Orthodox Hindus, Orthodox Muslim, Orthodox, we cannot repeat this word. Somewhere they were right also. Because next point, law of property. It's not clearly mentioned, but if you visit some other books, you'll find out that laws of property was there actually conversion of Christianity. That if you will adopt Christianity, then doctrine of lapse or subsidiary alliance, like any act, will not be there on you. That imposition of any law, imposition or enforcement of any law will not be there for you. You are free. Even you can make your any adopted heir your prince or future king. So this one was called Religious Disability Act. Religious Disability Act. If you adopt Christianity, you are free. This was right. Actually, they have brought this one to convert complete India in a Christian land. Then, these were the 9 causes of social and religious cause which resented us, provoked us, and gave a platform to raise our voice. Thank you very much for today's lecture. And again, I will just give the next lecture for economic cause and immediate cause in our next session. So please subscribe. That there is a down is a button over there. Just you touch it, and you don't need to pay money for it. Okay. So what will happen? My lecture will be there on YouTube, and it will prompt you, and you can open and you can read it. Thank you very much, and good night.